I've just picked up my new box set of Lost in Space on Blu-ray, and I'm really excited. I got the box set from Amazon. It arrived today. I think it's the 18th of July 2019. So I think I ordered it last week. So it didn't take that long to come. I picked it up, and I'm going to unbox it right here, the first time. So I'm pretty excited. This is my first actual official unboxing, and I don't know who's going to be watching this, but I assume if you're watching this, you either love Lost in Space or you happen to fall upon this video. Which, if you don't like Lost in Space, it's probably not going to be that interesting, I don't think. Okay, although it might be interesting watching me try to unbox this. Okay, here we go. So it's in plastic. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to take this out very carefully. Here we go. I'm excited. Right, put that away. There's a receipt in American dollars. It cost $70 US. I think I paid $110 Australian for that. It's in bubble wrap. I have heard on other videos, not that there's many videos about this particular box set out there on YouTube, but I did hear that somebody had their box damaged. So hopefully with this bubble wrap, it should be intact. So that's good that it's in bubble wrap. I'm opening it now for the first time. I've got a bit of an idea what's in here because I have watched some other videos, but this is the first time I'm seeing it. Ah, there's plastic there as well, so that's pretty cool. Ah, that's what they meant. They said that they had a rubber robot, so that's actually three-dimensional. It's very hard on the video to actually see that. So can you see the plastic there? It's the 50th anniversary of Lost in Space, by the way, so 1965 to 2015 marked 50 years, so we're now up to 54 years. I'll talk a little bit about the cast and crew as I go. There's a little plastic tab here. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to put that over there. I'll put this box out of the way. I'll put that out of the way as well. And we have the plastic, which I'm unwrapping. There we go. Everything looks like it's pretty much intact. I'm pretty excited. Okay, so we've got this nice protective plastic cover. I guess you could keep it in here. It's nice and it will protect it, and you can shut that up later. It's good, sturdy plastic. Now, I might put that out of the way. Here is the box. I can put that out of the way as well. So here it is, the Lost in Space. I don't know if you can see, this actually is kind of three-dimensional. It comes out, it's not flat, and it's pretty cool. It's the robot. And we are going to open this. I'm just trying to work out the best way to do this. It looks like maybe we could open this top one. Here we go. Aha! Yes, here we go. So, inside you've got Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. And we're going to unravel everything like that. So, we've got the box. A nice box. The robot at the front is really cool. Love that. Love the graphics and the colour. Irwin Allen's The Complete Ventures, and all 83 episodes. By the way, these were all fully mastered on Blu-ray for the first time. So, first time probably for me that I'm going to watch this in high def. I assume back at 20th Century Fox when they shot this, they probably shot it on film. It was still in the 60s. They would have had a lot of contractors there at the studio, cameramen and so on. Pretty much by the stills that I think I've seen behind the scenes, they were using a Panavision camera. I assume they were using film back then. I'm not sure whether they actually had the original film masters to do this or whether they got them off videotape. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, so inside here, as I knew, we have what's, I believe, a plan to build the robot. You're probably not going to be able to see this very well on the video, but basically just a photocopied or print. I'm assuming they had got the original master from the archives of, I don't know, from Irwin Allen, whether this is original. It does say 1965 on it, so I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm just going to hold this up to see if you can see this. It's pretty cool. Let's get that out. I don't want to rip it. So I'm assuming this is the original blueprint for the actual robot. I would say that I'm guessing the prop department at 20th Century made this. I don't know if they had to hire in someone with a bit more expertise, but it actually shows that this was 20th Century Fox Film Corp. It was approved on 6th of January 1965. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of mechanics to the whole thing. That's pretty cool. So that's a little kind of cute souvenir that you get with the box set. We have the Reluctant Stowaway. This is cool. So this looks like it is actually, is this a script? Wow, this is actually the script. So this is the episode 1. It's an Irwin Allen production dated July 8th, 1965. Obviously the script would have been bigger back then, but they've reduced this down for us. It's the second revised shooting final, apparently, in association with Space Productions and 20th Century Fox. How cool is that? So, we've got the front page of the script, The Reluctant Stowaway, which I'm assuming is Dr. Zachary Smith. I'm assuming it was written by Shimon Winselberg, executive producer Irwin Allen, and producer Buck Horton. Second revised shooting final, July the 8th, 1965, and there's something here. I think it says part of, I'm not quite sure what that is. Here's the, please note, this must be a little sort of prelogue or preamble about the show. Lost in Space is a show of high adventure designed for primetime viewing. It is also the first such series in evening television to incorporate in its action format a cliff-hanging ending, so that each individual segment ends on a note of great suspense to segue naturally into the following segment. And then we have page 1, fade in, exterior, the sky, night. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So you've got the whole pilot episode, you've got the revised notes. It looks like somebody here has made notes on it. I don't know who this belonged to, but it's pretty cool that we've got that. So that comes in the box set. That's pretty awesome. It's worth it just for that, I reckon. What else have we got? Aha, we've got these cards here. So let's have a look at these. I might talk about these cards as well. Comes in a little white ribbon that we've got. I'm going to take that white ribbon off if I can. I don't know if these were original cards that they had out back in the day, but they're pretty cool anyway. So, this is Professor John Robinson. In fact, this was Guy Williams, who was famous for playing Zorro. And he was actually scouted for the role. I'm sure back then when they actually came up with the pilot, he was probably the first person cast, and I'm sure it was probably pitched to him as a TV series centered around him. Remember, initially Lost in Space was kind of a dark, you know, it was, we'd gone to the, we hadn't gone to the moon then, but it was around that time where, you know, space was becoming more realistic, and the idea of going to the moon had a lot of science, you know, sort of space kind of things around that era. So he would have probably thought this whole series and pilot was going to be centered around him, given that he was the professor in charge of the ship. Naturally, like Star Trek, you would have assumed that he would have taken on this role because it would, you know, raise his profile, if not keep his profile, to that he had from Zorro. But it didn't turn out that way, and I'll talk more about that later. Well, what I might say is at the end, let's just say he didn't have a starring role in Lost in Space. He actually took a back seat And those of you who know Lost in Space will definitely know that. He eventually retired in Argentina. I think he died in 1989. I could be wrong. Someone can correct that. But the Argentinians loved Zorro, and they just revered him. So he went down with his family and his kids, and I think he spent his later life in Argentina living like a star. People loved him down there. Lost in Space really didn't give him the vehicle or the success that, probably he thought he was going to get out of that initially. Now, Maureen Robertson, believe it or not, I think to this day she's still alive, which she must be around anywhere between 94 and 96. This is, as I said, I taped this on July the 18th, 2019, so I believe she's still alive. She's probably, out of the cast, I think Angela Cartwright's still alive, Billy Mumy, Maureen Robinson, and Marta Kristen as well. And I think Don West, Mark Goddard's still alive from the original series. So apparently Maureen Robinson was in Lassie. She'd done quite a lot of TV, a little bit. So she was very well known. I think she played a lot. She was known as a TV mum, one of those TV mums. So this was a sort of no-brainer role for her. And she kind of kept that hairstyle for pretty much all her life. I think she still kind of has that same hairstyle, but she was very sweet. She was apparently playing the role of a biologist, I think, but again, she took a back seat as well, and probably didn't have a lot of great, lines or moments in the series. Judy Robertson was a kind of blonde bombshell. She was actually adopted from Norway. She was originally from Norway. She was an orphan, adopted into a family. I'm guessing she got the role because of her good looks. I don't know much about her acting skills. I wouldn't say she was probably the most talented actress, but I'm sure that she was kind of like a love interest for the Major. And most of you know, I don't think they ever got it off together on that show. Speaking of, here he is, Don West, the Major. Very butch, blokey guy, second in command to the Professor. Those two were the alpha males, complete opposition to Dr. Smith, and I'll talk more about him later. Never really got it off with Judy. I'm sure he hated Smith, because Smith was such a Nancy Queen, and he was so macho. May have had repressed homosexuality, not sure. Will Robinson, danger, danger, Will Robinson. Billy Mumy, still alive. I think he was in Lassie? No, he wasn't in, he was in, I think he was a child actor before he got this role. He'd done a lot of different roles. This was probably the role he's best known for. I don't think he ever went on to make anything remarkable that we would remember him from. I think it's like most of the actors in this. I think this was probably the ones they're all known for. I don't think any of them really had strong careers after this, to be honest. This was probably the roles that all of these actors are renowned for. But Billy Mumy, yeah, a pretty cool guy. He became one of the stars of the show, and I don't know if that was because he was a cute kid and a natural actor, or it had anything to do with Dr. Smith. I'm sure the Dr. Smith, the robot, and Will, they were basically the main characters in Lost in Space. Penny Robinson, famous for Sound of Music. She was in Sound of Music a couple of years, I think, or a year before they started shooting the pilot. And my favourite scene with Penny Robinson would have to be the 60s space scene where they get all psychedelic and I think they're tripping out on mushrooms or something. But they get into this really psychedelic dancing, and Dr. Smith does as well, which is pretty funny. Speaking of Dr. Smith, now, what's interesting about Dr. Smith is when he got the pilot, and he says this in all of his videos, he actually knew that this character that he had to play, which was quite dark, didn't have any longevity, and he thought he's going to be written out or killed off by the 5th episode. So he came up with an idea. I think he always gravitated to these kind of campy characters. This wasn't meant to be a campy character. And I guess he just thought it wasn't really him, so he started slowly introducing these campy moments, which I'm sure if you watch the series for the first couple of episodes, you'll see them get in. And apparently he says that Irwin Allen saw what he was doing and said, "I know what you're doing. Keep doing it." Now, this completely changed the whole trajectory of the course, as did the Jupiter 2 on its way to Alpha Centauri. He became campier and campier, which meant the show that was obviously built around the professor and the major and the family, him being in charge of the family, pioneering the ship through space, it eventually became about Dr. Smith, the robot, and Will Robinson. So it became very campy, and really those roles, the other actors' roles, took a back seat. But I guess they didn't mind because they were getting paid anyway. So I'm assuming they were all on contracts and they would get paid a certain amount per series, regardless how many lines they had per scene. But anyway, it really did become all about, Dr. Smith and the robot. And here he is, the robot B9. So we all know about the robot. Bob May was the actor inside the robot. He didn't actually do the voice, believe it or not. It was done by another gentleman whose name, I think it was Will Tutor, someone would tell me. But he did the voice, and there's a story that when he was auditioning for the voice, he couldn't quite get the voice, and Irwin Allen was saying to him, it's not really what I'm looking for, thanks anyway, and I'll just keep looking. And as he walked out, he turned around and said, let me just try one more voice. And then he came back with, danger, Will Robinson, danger! And then Irwin Allen said, that's it. That's the voice, and that's how he became the voice of the robot. But Bob May was the actor inside it, so there was an actual person inside the robot, so that was Bob May. And he would still do the lines, and apparently with the pincers, he would click a button and the light would come on, and the guy that did the voice had to kind of sync up to the light blinking on and off. So there we go. So the box set has got some cool things. It's got some awesome cards. And on the back of these cards, by the way, there's some little fun facts and a little bit about each of the actors and actors, so on and so forth. And these great graphics, which I love these opening sequence. It kind of, if anyone's a big fan of Saul Bass, who does these awesome graphics, these are definitely an homage to Saul Bass, who did the most amazing opening graphics, especially in the 60s. Pink Panther, you see them copied all throughout that movie. The opening scene of To Catch a Thief was a complete homage to Saul Bass. So this, I don't know who did the opening graphics, but definitely influenced by Saul Bass without a doubt. So we've got the cards, we've got the script, which is cool, we've got this awesome little blueprint of the robot, and we've got Season 1. So inside Season 1, we have, it's all like a little book, so it opens up. Disc 1 is The Reluctant Stowaway, which aired on the 15th, because in Australia we mix things up, 15th of September 1965. And then we've got the little... Now, people have said they are hard to get out, which is probably true. Oh, there they are. There it is. Awesome. I'm very excited to play these. So it fans out, disc 3, so there's our great, there's some really good, it's just worth it for these beautifully illustrated, professionally done photographs back in the day. Gorgeous prints. You don't get to see these very often. So that's Season 1. Awesome. I believe there are some behind the scenes and commentary as well, which I'm looking forward to listening to. So, yeah, guys, that's my unboxing, and I'm excited to have a look. I'll just show you Season 3. Oh, we've got some, look at that groovy 60s kind of hairdo there. And just the costumes. Oh, that's very Planet of the Apes there on Disc 3, so that, I wonder whether that was the same makeup artist that did Planet of the Apes. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, just the campiest, and great stills as well. Awesome. So much, and also some great Dr. Smiths, which I forgot to do. Dr. Smith, or Zachary Smith, the actor Jonathan Harris, actually coined all these alliterations himself, and that became famous for Lost in Space, was that repartee between Dr. Smith and the robot and all the insults he would throw. So, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, 83 episodes. I'm excited. Thanks for watching. I'd like to hear or see other videos on people who have bought the box set on Blu-ray. And I'll probably do another video to tell you what I thought of the quality. Okay, I'm going to probably go and watch this now like a real nerd. Alright, see you.